Welcome to our college briefing show. Today, we're diving into some exciting stories from around the world. First up, social media addiction might be getting a new challenger. Anti-doom scrolling influencers like Olivia Unplugged are making waves by encouraging us to take breaks and be more aware of our screen time. Their gentle reminders seem to be helping many, sparking a broader conversation about digital health. Next, Tencent is stepping up to improve AI support for vulnerable groups like the elderly and left-behind children in China. By developing specialized data sets and considering open sourcing them, Tencent aims to make AI more accessible and effective for those who need it most, pushing the boundaries of technology for societal good. And in sports, a fresh face is making headlines. French-born tennis player Arthur Fery, making his Grand Slam debut, knocked out a top seed at the Australian Open. His inspiring journey from Stanford to the big stage shows that perseverance and passion can lead to incredible breakthroughs. Please continue to watch for more detailed stories. The Toronto Star highlights the emergence of anti-doom scrolling influencers like Olivia Iacobbonis, who uses gentle, scientifically backed messages to combat social media overuse. Her approach resonates with many viewers who recognize their excessive screen time but struggle to break free from the addictive loop of endless videos. While some appreciate her disruption, others remain skeptical about whether such interventions are impactful enough to prompt real change, especially among habitual users. Meanwhile, research from the University of Melbourne reveals that most people are unaware of how long they spend on social media, often experiencing shock when confronted with their screen time data, which can motivate them to cut back. Creators like Iacobbonis, working independently or with apps like Opal, aim to encourage mindful usage by providing relatable content and subtle behavioral nudges, emphasizing that even small modifications, like turning off notifications or relocating apps, can help regain control over digital habits. South China Morning Post discusses Tencent's efforts to develop specialized AI datasets aimed at assisting society's most vulnerable groups, such as the elderly and left-behind children in rural China. By collaborating with nonprofits and leveraging expert-contributed data, Tencent seeks to refine large language models, LLMs, to better address sensitive topics like health, loneliness, and education. Despite the technical challenges of integrating high-quality, narrow datasets into existing models, the initiative underscores a broader push to make AI more empathetic and useful for those in need. The company also considers open sourcing these datasets to foster wider adoption, especially as a significant portion of China's older population actively uses AI services daily. However, the path forward faces hurdles, including resource limitations among nonprofits and questions about the commercial viability of such specialized datasets, all while aiming to ensure AI's ethical and effective deployment for societal benefit. Yahoo US reports on North Carolina's rising prominence as a hub of artificial intelligence innovation, with college students sharing their early encounters and evolving perceptions of AI's transformative potential. Students from UNC Chapel Hill and Duke University describe how AI has become an integral part of their daily lives, assisting with tasks like studying, nutrition, and decision-making. The narrative emphasizes that AI literacy is increasingly woven into education, with initiatives to incorporate AI understanding into curricula and admissions processes. Students recognize the dual-edged nature of AI, likening it to fire, powerful and beneficial if harnessed responsibly, but capable of harm if misused. State leaders and educators stress the importance of developing regulations and comprehensive education to ensure AI's growth benefits society while safeguarding individual rights, reflecting a broader national effort to navigate the rapid evolution of this transformative technology. The Independent highlights the remarkable journey of Great Britain's Arthur Fery, a young tennis prodigy making his debut at the Australian Open. Fery, aged 23 and ranked 186th globally, stunned spectators by knocking out the 20th seed, Flavio Cobolli, in the first round, despite Cobolli battling a stomach bug that forced him to seek medical attention during the match. Fery's victory marked a significant milestone, especially considering his background, born in France to a former professional tennis player mother and a businessman father, and having balanced his education at Stanford University with rigorous tennis development. His journey from college courts to Grand Slam success exemplifies resilience and strategic growth, with Fery expressing pride in his achievement and optimism about future tournaments, especially as he aims to compete more independently without wild cards. Meanwhile, the Toronto Star reports on Kevin Stefanski's appointment as the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, a move that signifies a fresh chapter for the NFL team. Stefanski, renowned for his coaching excellence with the Cleveland Browns, earning the AP Coach of the Year award twice, brings a reputation for leadership, accountability, and a player-centric approach. His past achievements, including leading the Browns to their first playoff appearance in over 2 decades, showcase his capability to elevate team performance. Stefanski's extensive experience as an assistant coach in Minnesota and his college background as a 2-time All-Ivy League defensive back further bolster his credentials. The Falcons' management is optimistic about his vision to foster a disciplined, collaborative, and successful team environment, eager to see how his leadership will translate into renewed success on the gridiron. The South China Morning Post sheds light on Indonesia's complex role as it assumes the presidency of the UN Human Rights Council, a position that is both prestigious and contentious. While Indonesia's officials tout the role as a reflection of the country's commitment to promoting human rights globally, critics point to the stark contradictions within its domestic record. Human rights organizations have condemned Indonesia for suppressing dissent, deploying military forces in West Papua, and delaying access for UN investigators, actions that starkly contrast with its diplomatic claims. The country's cautious foreign policy style, exemplified by its reluctance to confront contentious issues directly, has drawn accusations of false pride, with NGOs and separatist groups criticizing the appointment as hypocritical. As Indonesia navigates its leadership, it faces a critical test to uphold its commitments and address ongoing human rights concerns at home, with the international community scrutinizing whether it can lead with integrity and genuine reform. The Toronto Star vividly captures the awe-inspiring return of elephant seals to Ano Nuevo State Park in California, where around 10,000 of these giants gather each winter to engage in fierce battles for dominance and mates. The scene is a raw display of nature's primal instincts, with massive bulls, some up to 16 feet long and weighing 2.5 tons, clashing in bloody fights while their pups, weighing only 75 pounds, nurse peacefully on the dunes. Once hunted to near extinction for their blubber, these seals have made a remarkable comeback, thanks to protective laws enacted in the early 20th century, now thriving in the Pacific with a population of approximately 250,000. Visitors are left in awe by the spectacle, witnessing the seals' powerful movements and vocal roars, which reveal their high testosterone levels and relentless desire to breed, reminding us of the wild, unfiltered life unfolding right before their eyes. The Sydney Morning Herald sheds light on the ongoing battle against coastal erosion along Australia's southern shores, where communities like Port Fairy grapple with the relentless power of the ocean and climate change. Once, the beach was marred by debris from an old tip site, with household appliances surfacing as erosion ate into the dunes. Local residents, armed with drones and laser tools, have actively monitored and studied the erosion, discovering that human intervention, such as vegetation matting and rock walls, can help stabilize these vulnerable landscapes. A beacon of hope emerges from research at Sandringham, where a combination of sea walls, sand replenishment, and groins has successfully slowed erosion over 2 decades, illustrating that working with nature rather than against it is key to preserving beaches. These efforts emphasize the importance of adaptive strategies, recognizing that landforms are dynamic systems that require ongoing, science-based management to protect communities and natural beauty from the rising tides. WJW Cleveland reports on the urgent response to the dangerously cold weather gripping Northeast Ohio, where city officials have opened warming centers to shield vulnerable populations from sub-zero wind chills expected through January 20. In Cleveland and Akron, community centers are providing shelter, hot meals, and clothing, with extended hours and volunteer opportunities to meet the rising demand. The Akron Emergency Overnight Warming Center operates nightly, while several Cleveland recreation centers serve as daytime refuges, offering a vital lifeline during this brutal cold snap. The city also facilitates transportation to shelters, ensuring that no one is left exposed to the biting winter elements. This concerted effort underscores the critical importance of community support and preparedness in the face of extreme weather, highlighting how local initiatives can help safeguard lives amid the harshest winter conditions. The Toronto Star vividly recounts Michigan State's triumphant journey as Jeremy Fears Jr. shone brightly in their victory over Washington, scoring an impressive 19 points with a remarkable efficiency of 6 for 9 from the field and 7 for 8 from the free throw line. The Spartans, with a record of 16-2, made history by returning to Washington for the first time since 1957, showcasing their resilience and skill. Fears' consistent scoring streak, now in his 4th game with at least 15 points, combined with 5 assists, underscores his pivotal role in the team's success. Meanwhile, Washington, hampered by the absence of guard Desmond Claude due to health concerns, struggled to contain Michigan State's offense, despite notable efforts from Zoom Diallo and Hannes Steinbach. The game not only highlighted Michigan State's dominance but also marked their upcoming challenge against Oregon, emphasizing their ongoing quest for excellence. In a showcase of stellar talent and commanding presence, Duke's Cameron Boozer dazzled at Stanford with a commanding 30 points and 14 rebounds, leading the Blue Devils to an 80-50 victory. The game, played at Maples Pavilion in front of a packed, fervent crowd, saw Boozer shooting an astonishing 12 for 17, demonstrating his offensive prowess and rebounding tenacity. His relentless drive was punctuated by a powerful two-handed slam late in the first half, energizing Duke's offense and leaving Stanford reeling from their early struggles. The Blue Devils, with a flawless 6-0 record in the Atlantic Coast Conference, thrived on Stanford's 18 turnovers, which they converted into 22 points, illustrating their defensive intensity and offensive efficiency. Stanford, despite a valiant effort from Jeremy Dent-Smith and Isaiah Evans, faced challenges from Duke's relentless attack and shooting woes from beyond the arc, marking a tough defeat in their home arena and a reminder of the Blue Devils' formidable presence this season. The South China Morning Post highlights a significant shift in Hong Kong's educational landscape as authorities prepare to review the medium of instruction policy in secondary schools, following a comprehensive 3-year study conducted by the University of Hong Kong. The evaluation aims to inform decisions for the 2028-34 academic cycle, reflecting the city's ambition to bolster its status as an international education hub. The study, led by Professor Lo Yuanyi, meticulously tracked changes and patterns over 3 school years, with findings soon to be analyzed and shared with stakeholders. The education sector, represented by the Hong Kong Subsidized Secondary Schools Council, advocates for increased English medium instruction, emphasizing that over 80% of secondary graduates now pursue higher education overseas or locally in English-conducted programs. This push aligns with Hong Kong's broader goal of fostering a globalized, competitive workforce and attracting international students, as the city schools debate whether to lower thresholds or expand English instruction, aiming to lay a stronger academic foundation for its youth and enhance its reputation as an international education hub. The Yahoo US article reveals a groundbreaking discovery made by scientists who retrieved autonomous reef monitoring structures, ARMS, from coral reefs off Guam, uncovering 20 new species of marine life, including a polka-dotted baby octopus and a yellow-spotted sea slug. These underwater hotels, in the Twilight Zone, a poorly understood ocean layer between 100 and 3,300 feet deep, have provided invaluable data over 3 years, showing that water temperatures are rising due to human activities like pollution and fishing. This finding emphasizes the urgent need to expand marine protected areas into deeper waters, as these ecosystems are just as vulnerable as shallow reefs but remain largely unprotected. Experts like Louise Rocha and Robert Lasley Jr. stress the importance of safeguarding these rich, complex habitats before they are lost, highlighting the potential for deep-sea reefs to serve as vital reservoirs of biodiversity and climate resilience. The South China Morning Post discusses Hong Kong's recent efforts to support its aging population, celebrating progress made in 2025 with expanded healthcare vouchers and innovative community programs aimed at enhancing elderly well-being. Despite these advances, the article underscores the looming challenges posed by increasing life expectancy, which is leading to higher rates of neurocognitive disorders and social isolation among seniors. The authors advocate for a paradigm shift in how retirement is perceived, moving away from passive dependency towards recognizing retirees as resilient, active contributors to society. Initiatives from places like Ontario, Canada, serve as inspiring models for honoring seniors' achievements and integrating them into community life, emphasizing that a meaningful retirement should be about purpose, connection, and lifelong engagement. Hong Kong is encouraged to reimagine retirement policies that celebrate active aging and foster a vibrant, diverse senior community, transforming the narrative from one of decline to one of opportunity and vitality. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.